Hi, my name is Callie, and this is Beach. And this will be an episode of Callie's Corner, where I discuss things on my mind, and one of the things that have been bugging me for a while is all the horror stories of Western men in relationships with Thai women on YouTube. I'm going to discuss the question of should a Western man marry a Thai woman? For most Western men, the answer is no. And I say this as a Western man who has married a Thai woman. But let's get into why I said no. If you don't know, since 2005, I have traveled and spent time in Asia, from Hong Kong to Shenyang, from Osaka to Cebu, from Siem Reap to Chiang Mai. I'm not claiming to be an expert, but I've come to study and learn the Asian cultures, their similarities to each other's and their differences, but most importantly, the similarities and differences to the Western culture. After spending years in Thailand, I have watched Western men come to Thailand to look for something new. They may have hopes for a better life or for a better relationship outside of the Western world. I've seen at times that some of these Western men get overwhelmed in Thailand. But today I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to consider if you're planning to have a relationship or marry a Thai woman. I'm going to share what I've seen happen to other relationships, but also with my own life experiences in hopes that this insight from real experiences and observations will help you get past the honeymoon phase and achieve a peaceful life with a Thai partner. First off, let's talk about you. Do you know yourself enough to know if you are a single thinking person or a family man? Are you the kind of person who can't even imagine only having sex with just one beautiful Thai woman for the rest of your life when there's so many? Is your everyday life just a random sequence of events and no routine? Do you like doing what you want whenever you want? If this sounds like you, then you have the single person mindset. You should stay single even when you feel lonely because relationships will eventually feel like a trap to you. Or are you the kind of person who feels more comfort and passion when only having sex with the same person? Do you like the friendship a good partner can bring? Do you like having a daily routine with someone? Do you enjoy making future plans with someone? Do you like knowing who your date's going to be with on Friday night? If this sounds like you, then you have the family man mindset. You should not act like a single person, even though you may be a single person, but continue in the family man mindset, which will attract like-minded people to you. Do this even when you feel lonely, because if you don't, you will find yourself in a bad relationship, or you will unknowingly push away the person who you were looking for. There are also men that bring to Thailand the personality problems they had back at home. I have seen countless men come to Thailand to party and drink until 4 in the morning. They find a beautiful woman as a drinking partner and make her their girl. If you drink a lot back home, then you will drink way too much in Thailand, and this will lead to bad relationships, the loss of money, and possible legal troubles. I've seen men that have been beaten down by feminism in their home country. Then when they come to Thailand and see the softness of these women, it's overpowering. If you get too excited, then this again will lead to bad relationships, you will lose your money, and possible legal troubles. The one thing to know is that Thai women are told that if you lose a relationship with a foreigner, don't worry, planes will bring more. Just the same, if you lose a relationship with a Thai woman, don't worry, the buses from the countryside will bring more. I have seen men who fell in love with a Thai woman when they were on vacation, and after they left, they started sending money back to the Thai woman to live. If this sounds like something you would do, then you need not be in a relationship and work on yourself until you are mentally and emotionally stronger. I've seen and have known Thai women who were just selling the dream to several sponsors. Don't be the guy FaceTiming your girl and sending money. She was living just fine before you got here, and she'll be living just fine after you leave. So let's say you are emotionally stable, financially stable, and have the family man mindset. What are the other obstacles that you will have to deal with if you're going to be in a relationship with a Thai woman? You'll need to understand that many foreign men become enamored with the fantasy of partnering with a Thai woman. Her femininity, her soft voice, and respectable behavior are alluring. But these men also feel relief from the harsh culture of Western dating. But what they are overlooking and are naive about is the actualities of the Thai family dynamics, Buddhist principles, or the financial obligations tied to integration into Thai society through a relationship. Similarly, most Thai women are drawn to the stability and prestige of wedding or dating a foreigner. Yet they may not embrace Western individualism, straightforward communication, or the detachment from family ties that such men anticipate. Let's start with the biggest elephant in the room, no pun intended. A Thai woman is deeply connected to her parents, her siblings, and her home village or hometown. Oftentimes, they call these people they grew up with in their hometown their brothers and sisters when they're not even related. In Thailand, the government provides little social assistance, so the children are asked to provide a living assistance to their parents. This is a duty that a Thai woman will feel, but it's also kind of a religious responsibility because her parents are her first Buddha, so she will have a lot of respect and honoring for her parents. If you were thinking about getting into a relationship with a Thai woman, you need to make yourself a list of questions. And one of the questions should be, find out what kind of financial situation her immediate family is in. This is a very different line of thinking from our Western individualism, but this is something if you don't address in the beginning, it will come back to haunt you. If you know this information up front, then you will kind of have an idea of what to expect in the future. If her family doesn't have a lot of money, then eventually someone's going to ask her for money, and she's going to feel obligated to give them something, even if that means having a disagreement or argument with you. And if she asks you for money, it's not because she's trying to scheme you or be a gold digger. It's just because she's under a lot of pressure and obligation, and you might feel guilty for not providing the money. So I would suggest knowing the financial information ahead of time, but also know your limits and be politely upfront about them. You will often find that, like many people in the world, the woman you are interested in may not have much financial literacy or skills managing financial resources effectively. In addition, you may have to show her how to save and invest the money she makes from her job and how to think long term. The truth is, most foreign men aren't mentally or financially prepared to be an ATM for a woman or her family. If you're going down the ATM road, the resentment will build on both sides of the relationship. Understand their situation, but protect and know your situation. Set your boundaries and don't cross them. Another thing we should talk about is the language barrier and its effects. It's funny now looking back at videos of my wife and I. Years ago, we'd sit at the coffee shop in Big C where we would play cards. Listening to our conversation in these videos, I thought she understood what I was saying. But now I see her face, and I see that she didn't even understand half the things I was saying. Over time, her English has gotten much better, and I'm still trying to learn how to speak Thai. So how did we keep our relationship together through the language barrier? It was by being consistent. What I mean by being consistent goes back to having a daily routine that a family man should have. When we were dating, we would get up in the morning and have breakfast together. In the afternoon, we'd go to the gym together. At night, we'd have dinner at the same time and watch the sunset together. By being consistent in our behavior, we were learning each other's personalities by how the others responded to everyday life. Don't get me wrong, even to this day there will be times that we'll be having a conversation about something and I will be thinking one thing and she'll be thinking another, and we're both getting a little frustrated knowing that the other person doesn't understand the topic completely. But that being said, the consistency in our lives has built up a lot of trust and understanding with each other that for the very few things we don't understand, we just let it go. Another thing to consider is if you have never lived in Asia or Thailand, then you will not have an understanding of their worldview that is built around interdependence and collective responsibility. In addition, her understanding of Western concepts will have come from the movies, and she will not have a grasp of things like personal space or individual independence. I think what helped me in this area was when I first met my wife, I was already living in Thailand and learning her culture firsthand. And over the years, I have studied Buddhism and Asian history, but also I already had a 20-year relationship with an Asian woman. When I first started dating my wife, she had never left her country. So when I took her to Cambodia for a week, she had, believe it or not, a mild culture shock. And when I brought her to the United States, her perception of Western culture changed dramatically. So I think her seeing Western culture firsthand helped her understand my point of view and why I think the way I do. It doesn't mean she always agrees with me, but at least she understands. My point being that if you can't take your fiance to your home country and expose her to where you have come from, she's never really going to understand your point of view. Another issue you're going to have to deal with is expectations, just like in any relationship. If you meet a woman and you're living the single lifestyle and then decide to get in a relationship with her, her expectations and your expectations of her are going to act like the single lifestyle that you met her in, and that just won't work. That's why if you are a family man and you are already living the family man lifestyle, then her expectations of you is how she met you. And if you meet a woman who's a party girl and expect her to change, then you're setting yourself up for failure. Find a woman that's already set up in the family lifestyle. That way you are both expecting nothing to change, and both of you will want a continuation of what you're both already doing. To have a successful relationship with anybody, you need to be able to make plans. You have to have a daily routine, and it helps to have a 1-month plan, a 6-month plan, and maybe even a 5 and 10-year plan. For my wife and I, we make plans that revolve around travel. That's why a lot of our other videos that I make are us going places. Me making the videos is just a way of my wife and I remembering the places we have gone. So when life gets rough or our relationship is going through a rough patch, we can fall back on our plans that are our goals together to get us back to a happy spot. By developing plans that include family events, traveling, children, saving money, or any other aspects of a relationship really helps with dealing with people's expectations. One of the things we use is a yearly wall calendar, and we put it on the wall. That way we can see our plans out into the future, where we expect to be at a certain date or a certain time. This helps us focus on our goals and manage expectations. Here's other things that Western man should consider. You need to understand that most Thai women see relationships in a traditional gender role. The husband provides financially while the wife manages the household and family relationships. If you are going to need or want your wife to work, you should have this conversation before you get married. And you will need to discuss the money she earns and what it's used for. Because if her money is her money and your money is her money, then you're going to have a problem. I would also suggest that anyone who's going to get married gets a prenuptial agreement. Register the prenuptial agreement at the district office when you register the marriage, not after. It must be in both English and Thai and signed by both party and witnesses. You will also need to understand that Thai law prohibits foreigners from owning land in their own name. If you or your Thai wife buy a house together and then you get a divorce, who do you think is going to end up with a house? I have known foreigners who instead own condominiums, provided foreigners don't own more than 49% of the building. Marrying a Thai woman can obviously help with getting the Thai marriage visa, but if you get a divorce, there goes your visa and your legal status for being there. I would suggest getting a different visa to be in Thailand. That way you protect yourself from any undesirable situations. So how do you approach the relationship topic? First, by being honest with yourself. If you are a single thinking man, it's best to stay a single man. If you are a family man, then understand if you want to get married or do you have some sort of need to get married. If you just have a want, I would suggest just to get into a committed relationship without all the legal entanglements of the law. If there is a need, then before you let all your emotions get out of control, set your limits. Understand each other's expectations, but also understand the law. Spend some money talking to a lawyer before you get married to find out what you can do to protect yourself. I didn't make this video to discourage anyone. I made it because I've seen too many men fall in love with an idea, not a person. And I wanted to share what I've learned through my own experiences, the good and the bad. If something I said today helps even one person make better choices or find a more peaceful life, then it was worth it. Lastly, I want to thank my wife. Here I am lying in the hospital bed after cancer surgery. We had only been married a few years, and this was completely unexpected. At 9 o'clock at night, visiting hours ended, and she was told that she would have to leave, but my wife refused to leave my side. She slept in a little oversized windowsill, but often during the night she was standing by my side checking on me. The night nurse was an evil bitch, and the hospital machines kept making loud noises all night because they weren't working properly. But through it all, my wife protected me and took care of me. I love her more every day. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I'd like to hear your thoughts, your experience, and your suggestions in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and peace be with you until next time.